Underdogs, it's Stacy from Underdog Wellness, and today we are doing a full yin yoga practice. I tried to do this one years ago, and the camera would only allow me to do it in 20-minute increments, and there were different parts, and it was kind of a pain. But now I can do the whole thing for you in real time, and that's what we're going to do. So yin yoga allows you, it's longer holds, and it's not a sweaty vinyasa flowing practice. I like both of them, and I think both practices are important for every body. But my favorite are yin. I like the slower, longer holds because I'm an extremely inflexible person, and these are the practices that allow me to notice gains in my flexibility. Over time, you have to do it, pretty often, but they are the ones that I have noticed the most. And I just like them because if I'm tired or it's a rainy day, I just go to them because they just make me feel relaxed, very, very relaxed. It's kind of like, in my opinion, like a massage or a meditation or both wrapped up into a yoga practice. When we practice yin, you can either practice on a floor or your bed. I wouldn't recommend a couch because depending on the width, you might not be able to do the whole practice properly. So something pretty wide. And then you're gonna want props. You're gonna want bolsters and pillows and things. So these are considered bolsters, but you could use bed pillows, just if you have a king size pillow on your bed, perfect, that would be great. And then this is just a couch pillow, so a bunch of these would be great. The more inflexible you are, the more pillows and props you're going to want. And these, because they have this long, thinner kind of shape to them, you may also want to grab a blanket and roll it up, or even a thick, heavy towel and roll it up. So just so you know, you're gonna want some shapes like that. You're not gonna want everything to be so big and bulky. So grab those items, put me on pause, and get those things and bring them over, and then we can all get started together. Okay, so first thing is first, we're gonna take that rolled up towel or blanket or bolster, the skinny one, and we're gonna get started with that. So we're gonna put it right against our booty, or you can lay down first, do that, and then lift your bottom up, and you're gonna put your bottom right down on that bolster or pillow or rolled up towel, whatever it is you've got. You don't want it in your lumbar spine where you have that curve. It's not in your low back, it's your booty. Put your booty on the bolster or blanket or towel. And then send your legs all the way out. Let them fall any way they want to fall. So your hips are lifted, but your chest is on the ground. And your hands can do whatever they want. You can put them on your belly, on your chest, whatever. I like them out to the side, but it's what feels good to you. And we're gonna stay here and breathe. Okay, then from there we're going to pick our feet up and place them on the ground and lift up our bottom just so that we're able to move the blanket or bolster towel. And we're going to bring it down, and then we're going to let our ankles, so push it far enough that your ankles are going to rest on it. Once your ankles are on there, make sure it is your ankle, it's not your heel, it's not your calf. And you just let your legs fall open into whatever is the most comfortable position. And we stay here and breathe. So this is position number 2. And then we're going to put our feet on whatever it is that we've got. We're going to push it completely away. And then you lay there without it. This is our rest position, as if what we've been doing has been super taxing. We just stay here and rest. And we're going to see a lot of these. We do one of these in between each of the positions. Okay, now we're going to move on to kind of the bulk of our poses. The first one is called half saddle or one-legged saddle. So you're going to take your bolsters or your pillows or whatever you've got, and basically you're going to build stairs with them. So you put your first one down, hopefully it's a pretty big one, and then you're going to take the next piece and you're going to stagger it back a little bit so you kind of look like you have some stairs. And you could just continue to do that as you go. So I've got kind of like a stair situation going on. Then what you do is you back right up to it, and you're going to bring one leg back, the other leg is straight, and you're going to try and line your spine up, the center of your spine, onto your bolsters. Now, if just merely getting your leg back like that is enough that you're uncomfortable, you're not going to want to lay back. So you might just stay here and take the posture here. You can just close your eyes, keep your gaze down, and just sit comfortably, noticing the sensations that you feel. Or you could do the same thing, but with your leg knee out, foot pressing in, kind of like tree pose, and you would lay back and do it that way, okay? So lots of options. You can stay up with the leg back, you can lay back with it tucked in this way, whatever works best for you. Or you might get back there and realize that this is way too high and you want to just take things away, okay? So lots and lots of options here. Let me get into my position and then we'll get started as far as timing. And you sometimes have to wiggle around until you get yourself into that comfortable position for your body. And make sure you always do that. If something hurts, get out of it. If you need to adjust, adjust. Let's just breathe. Okay, so now we're going to work our way up, coming on out of this position. Bring your leg around or shake it out, and you can just give them a little shake. And then we're going to take all of our bolsters and everything away for our rest position. So we just lay completely down, and we breathe here. All right, and then we've got to go and do the other side. So it's a quiet practice, it's a slower practice, so I think you can kind of see how, if you were comfortable enough, you could definitely fall asleep in some of these positions. So start off by making this look like the first side did, and then we'll work with the other leg. However, the two sides may not match, and you might find that you need more pillows or less, or you can't even get into it. Maybe you're up here the whole time, and again, you can always swing the knee open in that tree position if that's what you did on the other side. We just want to try and work the body evenly. So once we get into our position, we're going to hold this for the same amount of time as the other side. And we're just focusing on our breath and focusing on any sensations we feel in the body. All right, and then we come out of this. And again, maybe we need to give ourselves a massage, bring your legs back to that starting position and kind of get that blood flowing in case it feels like they start to fall asleep. We're going to remove all the bolsters and pillows again, another rest position. So we always take this neutral position in between, or a neutral position. We're going to do some other ones in just a few moments. Let's just start here and breathe. we're gonna come on up for caterpillar. Caterpillar, we just did a couple of back bends, now we're gonna go into a forward fold. So a couple of options. For caterpillar, you can keep your legs nice and straight. You can take all your pillows and place them, it would be on your thighs. Your legs can touch, but they're not super, super wide. And what you would do is you would stack up all the pillows and you could rest your head onto one side. I prefer to do it this way. I like to pop my knees. My feet are not touching. There is some distance between my legs and my feet. I try to scooch my booty back, move stuff out of the way if you need to, and then you sit as tall as you can. Try to get all long and up into your back and your belly, and then you're gonna let your body kind of just fall forward. So make sure it's not crumbling down, but that you're lengthening up and out like you're trying to go past your feet. So you use your legs to let your chest rest on them, and then you're gonna let your head fall between your knees and really let that head go. Don't use your neck muscles to hold your head up. Really let it fall and let those neck muscles get all stretched out. So you let your head drop down, you let your shoulders hang, you let everything dangle, and we rest there. So I'm gonna go into the posture and stop talking so you can hear me. And then we're slowly gonna come back up. Try not to get a head rush, take your time. Wiggle those shoulders around if you need to. And we're gonna lay down, going into our next rest position. For this one, what we'll do is we'll keep our feet on the mat, knees bent, and that can just be however's comfortable for you. There's no right or wrong there. And we'll just stay here and breathe. And then we're gonna come on up and go into our next position, which is a wide-legged fold. So for this one, we're gonna bring our legs open. Make sure you've got your bolsters, blankets, blocks, towels, whatever you got, pillows. So we start with our legs wide, and they don't have to be perfect. We're not having to worry about the stuff we might worry about in regular yoga. We just let the legs fall where they want to fall, and that's the end of it. But we're going to line up our bolsters right into the center of our body. And again, that stair position. And you can pull them as close as you want to, and then you try to lay yourself down. So you might find you need a few more, okay? You should feel the stretch in the inner thighs, maybe outer thighs, maybe low back. It shouldn't be intense in the low back, and you should not feel it underneath your knees. So if you feel any of that, you might be going too far and you want to back off by having it higher and where you lay, okay? Once you've got that, you can stack your arms, you can rest your chin down. Some people like to turn their head to the side, and halfway through I'll cue you to turn your head to the other side, okay? And if it feels like it gets easy and you want to start taking things away halfway through, that's an option as well, okay? So we're going to just get into this and get ourselves nice and comfortable and breathe. If you have your head to one side, go ahead and turn it to the other. And we'll come on up. We'll move everything out of the way. And we're going to come back for our rest position. We're going to do feet on the mat, knees bent, just like before. But this time, see if you can walk your feet to the very edges of your mat, but let your knees fall inward so they touch each other. That just helps to open up the sacrum and the low back just a little bit. We'll breathe here. Okay, now we're going to go back into saddle, which we did before, but we're going to do double leg saddle. So we did the single leg, one leg back, one leg back. Now we're going to do both. So we're going to make our stairs again. We're always rebuilding things with our bolsters. And for the single leg ones, if you needed them pretty high, you might want them even higher for the double leg, or the double leg could also look like putting the soles of your feet together and just laying yourself back just like that, okay? So that can be nice and cozy and comfortable. So know your body. Otherwise, if you can, you're gonna try and get both legs behind you, sit in between your feet, and lean yourself back. So if you know this isn't gonna happen, don't even attempt it. Just put the soles of your feet together and lean yourself back. All right. Find that perfect position for you and your body, and we're gonna close our eyes and rest here. Okay, let's come on out. So we're gonna lift ourselves up, lengthen your legs out, come out of that position, take your time, and if you feel the need to massage anything, kind of get that blood flowing again, go ahead and do that. As we go into this rest position, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a pillow. So I'm gonna take my couch pillow, set it right there, and I'm gonna lay down, but I'm gonna use the pillow to prop my head up. Okay, so from here, we're not going to change what our body is doing just yet. So what we'll do is we're going to take a small bolster, a couch pillow, or like your rolled up towel, and you're going to put that kind of in line with your hip on the right side or left side, or whatever side you're watching this on. And then we're going to take our left knee. So if I've got it on my right side, it's my left knee, and I'm going to twist my body and let my knee touch the pillow. However, my chest and my head are still facing the ceiling. Okay, this is getting ready for a cat pulling tail. So we've got that nice rotation, lower body goes in one direction, torso is trying to stay squared to the ceiling. I like to put one hand here on this knee, and this can be plenty. Otherwise, we have left knee here on the pillow. You can, to make it a little bit more challenging, bend your right leg and grab your foot. That's your cat pulling tail. If your body doesn't want to do that, if that bothers your quad, don't worry about it. You don't have to go there. We're still getting a nice rotation through this other way. And we just breathe and hold. And then we're going to come out, we're going to lengthen the leg, roll ourselves back onto our backs, lengthen the legs out, but you're going to put your right ankle on top of your left. We stay here and breathe. Okay. Now we move the bolster onto the other side, so it's now on the left. That means your right knee is going to come across and get onto that bolster. So the knee just rests right onto the pillow or bolster. However, the chest and the face are still going to go towards the ceiling. I like to put my left hand on that right knee and find this rotation. This can be plenty, or we bend the left leg and grab that foot. There's our cat pulling tail position. Breathing deeply here. of that. We're going to send those legs long again, but this time left ankle on top of the right. Settle in for your rest position. Okay. Now from here, we're going to go into pigeon. So we're going to come onto all fours. We might want to stack up and find our stairs again. So you just kind of put them so they're out in front of you. Maybe you just have one pillow or whatever. It's really up to you and your body. But what we're going to do is, in this all fours position, we're going to take our left knee and we're going to put it either outside our left wrist or inside. Both are correct. It just depends on your flexibility. So you're going to put that there, and then you're going to scooch. See how I'm curling my toe under? I'm going to scooch this leg back and back and back, and then let it release, okay? Sometimes you can feel a little wobbly here, and what you could do is you can always stick a pillow under this hip, so it gives a little bit of support. And then what you can do is just come on down onto your pillows. You can rest your head to one side or the other. Whatever side you rested on, like if it's towards your knee, when we switch to the other side, make sure your head is facing in the other direction so that you end up even. And we'll get into this position and we'll rest.
Okay, so we're going to put our hands underneath
to allow ourselves to come up. Curl that toe under and scooch so it makes it easier for you to pull this leg out. And then from here, we're gonna lay ourselves down again. This time we're gonna take our rolled up blanket, we're gonna place that underneath our knees for this rest position. Lay yourself back down and settle in. We've got a minute of rest here. And then we come out of this position and we have to balance ourselves out. So we've got to do pigeon on the other side. So build everything up the way you had it before. So we'll start off with the same configuration, although you might be more flexible on one side or the other, so it may not look the same. So we're back onto all fours. This time it's going to be our right leg. So again, our knee can go outside of our wrist or inside of our wrist, whatever is more comfortable for us. And then we can scooch that leg back and back and back. And then release that foot. Try to make sure that your hip lines up, foot lines up with your hip. And then we lay ourselves down. Again, remember to turn your head towards your knee if you're turning your head. Otherwise, maybe you just like to stack and face forward. That's your choice. And we're going to breathe here. So we settle in. All right, and then we come out of this one, coming back around for our rest position. We're going to put our knees again on the bolster or pillow or whatever it is you've got, towel, and we rest.
then just kind of stretch yourself out. Reach overhead, stretch, take a nice big breath, wiggle things around, rotate ankles and wrists and fingers and toes. And then we'll work our way back up to seated. That is your class for today. Hopefully you stayed nice and cozy. I always like to have lots of long sleeves and comfortable clothes whenever I do this class. But hopefully you feel very kind of refreshed and chill and zen and relaxed, and I hope to see you again. Thank you so much. Subscribe and like, and see you next time. Bye.